Hey Internet, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Skymetal Iron Gods, Chapter 2, Lords of Rust, Part 3. And as you can tell from our little map down here in the lower middle, and if you remember from last time, we're about to step in it big time. I believe there was a certain Goliath that, was it the Goliath or the Drow?
No,
No,
it was not the Goliath.
That's right, it was the Drow. It was Daeralei who said, "I'm gonna start something." But we'll get to that in just a few minutes. A couple of super quick announcements. One, domain dice or domain relics. If you look right up here above my head, you will see those shiny vessels. They are the domain dice for this particular campaign. Domain dice are, of course, a way that you, the viewer, can have an impact on our stream simply by subscribing, resubscribing, gifting a sub, cheering 500 bits, tipping $5, Ko-fi subs. All those things will earn us domain relics that we can use. Either we can spend 1 and roll with advantage, 3 to re-roll any die roll, or 5 to make the Dungeon Master re-roll any die roll and use the new number. We currently have, of course, as I said, 8 of those. So remember that when you're subscribing or using your Prime subscription. Everybody who links their Amazon account to Twitch, you get 1 free Prime subscription every month. Games on the schedule. There were a couple things that I mentioned last week that didn't happen, so hopefully they'll happen again. They'll happen next week. We postponed by another week the finale for Scribes and Scrolls because COVID doesn't care what your schedule is. So we had to postpone some things. So currently we're planning to get that pre-recorded and next Monday have the final episode, episode 104 of Scribes and Scrolls. And then we're tentatively scheduled. We believe all of the hiccups and delays are out of the way to finally air the Scavenger game. So you want to stay tuned for that. And of course, we have on Thursday is our regular weekly Paradise. Welcome to Paradise, Michigan, Season 2. Welcome to Paradise Academy, Kids on Bikes RPG. Followed on Friday by the third and final part of Welcome to Hell, Michigan. A special 3-shot that we've been running. Quick warning. This is a fantasy role-playing game We are adults playing as fantasy characters. You may hear graphic depictions of violence, intense roleplay scenarios, and other things that maybe just aren't your bag, and that's fine. Feel free to leave the stream if that's not your thing. We will not be offended. But do know that we have safety tools in place. We've had session zeros and established lines and veils. We use a safety tool system called the traffic light system to make sure that everybody stays safe at the gaming table. We encourage you to use safety tools in your own games. Also, one final thing before we get rolling here is we just want to remind you that you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference. Whether you believe it or not, it is true. There are any number of reasons why you might be struggling or why you might want to talk to somebody. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is get started. We try to make it as simple as possible. All you have to do is come into our chat anytime. Doesn't even matter if we're streaming. You come into the Twitch chat, type !help, and a couple of URLs will show up. Findahelpline.com, or you can check out the growing list of resources at takethis.org. We encourage you to check out those websites, bookmark them, save them for yourself, save them for a friend, and remember, you matter. With that, I will turn things over to our Dungeon Master. Bye.
Thanks, Jake. You've been rowing down this way, leaving the city of Torch behind, set on the town of Scrapwall. Many things happened last session, including rolling for initiative here. When you had seen... A quick recap is that Daeralei cast Shatter, causing a small explosion on the other side of the bridge, dealing minimal thunder damage to these three creatures, then hopped up from the boat onto the ledge here. Yrsimagor, raged and transformed into the half-bear he is, jumped up onto the bridge and ripped and tore into this Gearsman robot, enough to shred its hit points and armor class apart. And now it is currently this Gearsman's turn, who has cocked a grenade from its grenade launcher in a futuristic fashion, launching it into the boat, and in the boat it explodes, causing a ringing concussion, causing the boat to rock back and forth. Which I need dexterity saves from everyone, all four of you. And then I think that some of you put it in the chat, I believe, what you got.
Okay. Dexterity save. Oh my gosh. I rolled with advantage because barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 1 and a 2, so that's a 5.
Okay, so
we're in the same boat. I got a 4.
Veris, you're the only one that passed.
Literally,
so you're going to take
same
9
boat.
points of force damage.
I'm not even in the boat.
Zaari, you're going to take 18 force and be knocked prone from the boat rocking back and forth and you losing your balance. Daeralei, you're going to be taking 18 points of force, but you're not knocked prone because you're on stable ground. And Yrsimagor, you're taking 18 force and also not knocked prone because you are also on stable ground. You just take the 18.
Force damage.
And the grenade was launched close enough to the Gearsman for it to take a small amount of collateral damage from it as well, which it has been marked. And now the two drones are going to whip about. They're going to launch small little tasers. One at you, Yrsimagor, and the other one will go at you, Daeralei. On you, Yrsimagor, they have advantage. So that's going to be an 18 to hit.
Yep.
Dealing you 6 lightning. And Daeralei, that is going to be a 5 to hit you, which you're able to dodge out of the way. Zaari, it is your turn. You are prone. What do you want to
Oh, cool. Obviously use half of my movement to get my ass to a standing position.
do? Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing that I'm gonna do, so I am no longer prone. The second thing I am going to do, because I want to get the hell off this boat, is let me just make sure distance-wise. Oh, perfect. Perfect. We're gonna Misty Step.
Ooh, okay. Mm-hmm.
To be behind. Oh, now I gotta grab that. To be behind this footman here, or in front of, wherever it is.
It'll be behind, yeah.
And as she appears, with her action, she is going to hit this guy.
Awesome. Give me an attack roll then.
Cool. Be nice to me, dice. 22.
Hits.
So I'll roll the damage first. We'll do it two-handed for funsies. For 12 damage.
All right, that is enough to hack at this footman, and I imagine with enough strength, you Wilhelm scream this footman into the river below,
That's beautiful.
where the armor sinks the dying footman. You still have an extra attack that you can use.
I do still have an extra attack that I can use. So Zaari is going to come up onto the other side of this gearman and try to hit that.
Awesome. Another attack roll.
Let's go. Oh, that's not going to hit. That's an 11.
Yeah, it's not going to be good enough. As you strike steel upon steel, sparks go flying. No damage done. That is your turn.
That's the end of my turn.
Yeah. It is now Lieutenant Lyra Velthren's turn. She was accosting this peddler, but now she sees that this is the least of her worries. She conjures forth strange artifacts of Skymetal and technological devices as she casts a technomancy spell upon the group. Let's see. A 40-foot cube, so... Oh yeah, so everyone. So all 5 of you, by all 5 I mean all 4 of you, must make a wisdom saving throw.
This is a magic spell?
This is a magic spell. She's casting a spell, yeah.
Cool, I get advantage.
I would like to use one domain relic to roll with advantage.
I would like to do that as well, because my saving throws are very poopy right now. That's a little better.
I would like to use 3 because I rolled 1, and that would be very bad.
I rolled.
And we just ate all of our dice.
No,
I
just
rolled a
half of
2.
them. I rolled a dirty 20.
I did too. I got a dirty 20 as well.
Okay.
Okay, that was a waste because then I rolled a 2 instead of a 1, so I got a total of 8. I am so sorry for wasting our domain.
It happens. That's what they're there for.
My dice hate me tonight. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so the only person who fails this roll is you, Daeralei. You are going to be slowed as the spell Slow has been cast upon you. Your speed is halved. You have -2 to AC and Dex saves. You cannot use reactions. On your turn, you can either use an action or a bonus action, but not both. If you have extra attack, you can only make 1 melee or range attack per turn, which includes the Eldritch Blast. If you attempt to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, you have to roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect now, it takes place on the next turn. And you must use your action on the next turn to finish casting the spell. You get to retake the save at the end of each of your turns. So that is her turn. She is going to then back up a little bit to be on the other side. of this wall as the gate opens up behind her. And that will bring us to Veris. It is your turn.
Hey, now that she's now that she's backed up a little bit, this may change things. Okay. I'm casting Hypnotic Pattern, which is why I'm
Okay.
doing all of this like
all this
geometry.
mathematics. Mhm.
Yeah, all of this trigonometry here. So if I cast it, it's a 30-foot cube, essentially. So if I cast it from here, I can get these 4.
So you want a 40-foot cube, right?
30.
Which means you can a 30?
30.
Oh. So you're not able to get both of these creatures.
No, but I
No,
can get
so you
these
can only-
4.
Yeah, that one. You're able to get these 4 if you want. Or these. What can we actually create?
Whoa, I can make a square. Hold
Oh,
on
you can just make a
second.
square. There we go. Let me line up a ruler for you. There you go.
What?
30-foot square.
Wait.
Oh.
There. Okay. Is my
Well,
square.
close enough. There's your 30-foot square.
Oh.
Wait.
Now I can I move it? Yeah, I can.
Yep. You can move it and rotate it.
No, I can't. How do I move it? Oh,
You have to
I
just
just
grab.
want to essentially I would like to have the most things in it
Okay.
that I can.
Is there rotate? Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Does that
Perfect.
work for you?
Yes.
Or do you want it to include the drone?
No. They can
No.
get that. I want to get like some of these background people so that they don't come out. I'm trying to, yeah.
Okay. So this is what you can get, yeah.
Yep. Cool.
So
All right.
those have to make a wisdom saves, huh?
Yes. Wisdom saving throw.
All right, it's gonna be a bit to compute here. Okay, what's the target number I'm looking for?
15.
Okay. Doombringer passes. Scribe fails. Drone. Ooh, drone. What kind of effect is this? Is it immune to this?
Charmed.
It is immune to charm. Okay, so it will not be affected. Law Mage, she fails. So Lieutenant fails. And okay, yeah. So it's Scribe and Lieutenant fail. So they are under the effect of Hypnotic Pattern.
Cool. So that means that they become charmed for a minute. They're incapacitated and have a speed of 0.
Okay. And I can get rid of the square now, right? It's not like a continuous area?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not a continuous area.
Cool. So they are speed 0, charmed, incapacitated.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll just make a note. Hypnotic, charmed, speed 0, incapacitated.
And I think they're just like that. Like it doesn't say they can make a check after their turn.
Just as long as you concentrate?
As long as I concentrate for a
Wow.
minute, or if they take damage.
Okay. Yep.
So just don't touch them for a bit, but hopefully that'll help.
Okay, Perfect.
Okay.
That was your action. What do you want to do?
He's going to give a bardic inspiration to Yrsimagor. Here, please live. This would be advantageous to all of us involved here. And that's a D8. And I think he's gonna try and put as much distance, like they're all kind of clumped together. Is it an action to jump?
It's part of your move, and you'll have to make a acrobatics or athletics to jump. But it's part of your move.
He wants to jump to this other boat, I think.
Okay, yeah, you can just make an acrobatics or athletics to jump to the other boat, for sure.
Okay. That's a 20.
Perfect. Yeah,
For
you can
acrobatics.
leap up to your strength modifier. Oh, sorry, your strength score in feet, which I believe should get you to the other side of the boat.
He has an 8.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
he
you're
will
able to just
just make it if he goes over here and then jumps across, which
Yep.
is what he wants.
Hey,
Yeah.
if there's one thing rats know, it's how to jump ship.
Right?
That's fun. Vi, I have
Yep.
something exciting to say about the word incapacitated. It means concentration is broken.
I was actually looking that up, and I was trying to see if that's true, because all I have in the rules here, incapacitated can't take actions or reactions.
Oh, you know what it is? It's the new rules
Oh, okay.
for, not the legacy rules. So never mind.
Yeah,
I got
I'm not
excited
using.
for,
Okay.
yes, I got excited for, because that's what popped up and then I'm like, oh, nope.
Yeah, that's why a second ago I had to pull out my physical player's handbook
Yeah.
to find a rule because it will only show me the 2024 rule on D&D Beyond right now.
So you're still slowed.
I am. Yep, unfortunately.
It is now the scribe's turn. She is unable to do anything because she is under the effect of hypnotic pattern. It is Miranda's turn. She has been handed the gripper by you, Yrsimagor. Is what you did at the end of last session. She looks around. She's like barely armored. Has this like Skymetal power tool basically in her hands. She's like, all right. And she's going to do a running jump to join you up top here, and is going to make a single attack against the gearsman to help out. Which she gets a critical hit
That's what I'm talking about.
for 19 points of damage. Holy shit! Obliterating this thing with a critical hit with the gripper. Like just grabs part of some kind of like mechanical servo inside the gearsman and rips and tears it out. With this tool that's normally used to repair things or at least hold things together. How things. The irony of it. That was Miranda's turn. It is now the footmen's turn. They are going to level their crossbows and do a volley. There's 1, 2, 3. This one is going to actually be moving up. So it can move up 30 feet to get within range. So 3 crossbow attacks. 1, 2, 3. Zaari, you're going to take 2 of the crossbow attacks. And Daeralei, you're going to take 1 of the crossbow attacks. So Zaari, you're going to get a 10 and an 11 to hit, which neither of them hit. And Daeralei, you're going to get hit with attacked with a crossbow for a total of 22 to hit, which hits you.
That will hit me. Yep.
You take 8 points of piercing damage. And out from tents and around the corner, 3 more footmen join the fray. Hut, 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 hut. Hut, 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 hut. As they draw their swords to join the battle. It is now the Doombringer's turn. Captain Osman Zane himself. He locks eyes with you, Daeralei, and he speaks. The speaks he does not do with his mouth. No, his voice emanates in your mind, the same way that your mind intrudes upon others. Disciple of Unity, what are you doing here?
Daeralei is actually a little bit thrown aback by this and being slowed, so reactions are much slower than I think the only thing that she can think back at this point is, how do you know that? Who are you?
And he gives you one last mental message before he takes the rest of his turn. I am like you, but I wonder, why are you not at the summit? You've been lost, child. Lost for so long. We have not been able to find you. You have been lost to us. Those, oh my God. Those that you are with, thank you. Those that you are with are heretics. And that is the last of his message he says before he looks on at this combat fray, and he just watches and does not take any actions as he sits, almost like not quite steepling his fingers, but definitely waiting for a moment to strike, or to see if he has to. The peddler Davo here, he's like, wait, I just want my things. He sees the footman coming up. He dives, grabbing the belongings that are hanging off of this drone and trying to like pull them down, like, oh, my goods. Brings us to the top. Daeralei, you are slowed. What do you want to do?
Oh, I am still reeling from what he just said, and oh man, half-heartedly, there's going to be an Eldritch Blast going to the drone that is holding on to Peddler Davo's stuff. I want to help him get his stuff back.
You get one attack.
Yeah.
With your Eldritch Blast, because you are slowed.
So, yeah. So half-hearted, just blast. Let's see. Yeah, it's really half-hearted. It's a 10.
You slowly miss a single Eldritch Blast that is not able. It hits the drone where the drone was a moment ago, but your aim is off because you're so slowed.
Yeah, and I think it's partly to do with the slow, and it's also partly the fact that she's distracted from what the Doombringer said in her head, like that. Yeah, has thrown her, and now I get to roll again.
If you're at the end of your turn, you can redo the Wisdom save.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing. Wisdom save. Oh, this time it's a total of a dirty 20.
Okay, you break free of the slow. No longer in effect by it. Yrsimagor, it is your turn.
I am going to pull myself to my feet. And then I am going to continue to rip and tear at this robot in front of me. Recklessly attacking for a 25. Ooh. A 19.
Mm-hmm.
And a 16 on the last one.
That'd be 3 hits.
So that's going to be +5 to each one. So 12 on the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
14 on the second hit.
Mm-hmm.
And 10. So 36 total.
Describe for me, Jake, how you rip this gearsman apart before it's able to get off a second turn. Describe this for me.
So I think where Zaari standing and Amanda had jumped up and just seemed to expertly wield this ripper. I've been lying prone behind this thing. I think suddenly Zaari and Mayenda see this gearsman start to move in an unnatural fashion until finally they see its entire upper section literally just get ripped in half as I'm tearing it through its back and ripping at wires and gears and whatever else. And they literally just see as it rips apart and emits a shower of probably sparks and hydraulic fluid. There stands Yrsimagor with another, and I'm immediately looking for my next target, which I don't think I can get very far. Oh wait, I have a thing I can do. So I only have half my movement left, which is actually, hold on, let me see what my, so half my movement is 20 feet actually. So can I get, oh, I can get to this drone. So I'm not going to do my thing. I don't need to. Wait a minute. How's, we got them there. Daeralei's all the way over there. Veris doesn't seem to have anybody on him. They're focused on the bridge. Yeah, I'm gonna rush in to whoops. To come on. I'm gonna rush into right here. And just kind of squeezing past Zaari and Mayenda and preparing for the next round of attacks.
Awesome. It is now the drone's turns. The drone that is dealing with a peddler, it's going to come down and a little like rotating saw will like to try to like slice at the peddler to get him to drop grappling with it. It gets a hit, dealing 3 points of damage, which is enough for the peddler to drop his grip and stumble back, falling on his rump in the boat next to you, Veris. The drone will then fly up here. With its second attack, it will use a lightning jolt, seeing Yrsimagor being the primary threat in this encounter here. It's going to make attack with advantage because of your reckless attack. Getting a dirty 20 to hit, dealing you 12 points of lightning damage with a taser bolt. And this drone here is going to make 3 buzzsaw attacks against you. All with advantage because of your reckless attack. So it's going to be 23, 17, and 15.
The first 2 are hits.
Okay, so it's 2 hits against you. So it's going to be 4 slashing plus 4 slashing for 8 slashing total, which cuts down to 4 because of your resistance to damage from your rage. That was the robot's turn. That brings us to Zaari. It is your turn.
Okay, cool. When Zaari sees that this gearsman falls and there's a hint of a smile on her face as Yrsimagor kind of just rushes by. As he rushes by, let me just say something here. You know what? Yeah, she's gonna do that. She is going to cast heroism. She's gonna, as Yrsimagor walks by, her hand's gonna come out and basically just kind of brush against him, and she is going to cast heroism. So, let me just pull this back up again. A willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery until the spell ends. The creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting modifier at the start of each of its turns.
Ooh, I like that.
Let me see something really quick. Yeah. So yeah, I am going. So at the start of each of your turns, you get 4 temporary hit points.
Nice.
That is my action. She will kind of move up to just kind of like, I'm going to position her here.
Mhm.
But she's like behind Yrsimagor at this point, unless she can kind of sneak past here.
Yeah, you can get past for sure.
Cool, so she's gonna go here to try and kind of block the footman a little bit.
All right.
And
So-
that is all she can do. Oh, except... Yeah, that's what she's gonna do.
All right. Lieutenant Lyra is under the effect of the hypnotic pattern. It brings us to you, Veris. It is your turn.
There just happens to be just a nice group all together. Just sitting here. Oh. What is the radius of shatter?
10 foot.
10 feet. So that's 20-foot
Mhm.
diameter?
Yep.
Ah! I'm making circles. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So because of the height difference, because of the wall, the footman on top of the wall here, you're not going to be able to get both the things that are on top and on the bottom of the wall.
How high are they up?
They're up 15 feet.
Wouldn't it hit though, because it's a 20-foot diameter?
Or I guess if you like raise
Because
it,
it's a
okay,
sphere,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you launch it above the heads of the footmen, yeah, okay, yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking of like a dome. A dome
Yeah.
wouldn't hit them, but
Yeah. So it'll be. Okay. So then Veris is gonna try and hit, like, position it right here, up a
Okay.
little bit up.
perfect. So that'll hit the 5 footmen then.
Yeah, the drone. I don't think he can hit.
The drone will not be hit by this.
Yeah, without hitting Zaari. So yeah, that sounds good.
I'm going to. Okay, so the 2 that are on the wall will pass, and the 3 on the ground will fail.
Cool. So I believe it's half.
Yes,
On a
up on the wall they
success?
take half damage. Yeah.
Cool. That's going to be 25 points
Holy shit.
of
Okay.
thunder damage or half?
Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And these guys will take 12
Yeah.
damage. Well, they have been deleted from your shatter.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like, I would imagine Yrsimagor and Zaari, you see like this tiny little glass orb just be lobbed over your head from Veris. And even though the glass ball, like, it lobs, as soon as it gets to that spot, it just like almost freezes in time. And you hear the sound of something clicking, and all of a sudden glass and debris and whatever liquid was in this glass orb explode out, hitting all of these footmen and causing them to fall. And you, if anyone looks back to see Veris, he's like throwing it like mid-throw, and then he's like,
I very much imagine that just seeing a random glass orb, like Zaari very much is just like, where did this come from? And then she sees Veris just like all excited, and she's like, good. Maybe she gives him a thumbs
I just
up.
picture Yrsimagor's hair and beard going in the explosion.
That was your
All right.
action. Is it?
That
Do
was
you want to move anywhere?
No. I think he likes where he is right now. Yeah, I think that's his turn.
That will bring us then to the scribe, who's hypnotized. Now it's Mayenda. She will join you, Yrsimagor, bringing the gripper over her head, trying with one triumphant smack to try to strike at this drone, which will be a natural 1. She's only gotten 20s and 1s so far, so she will miss. That will bring us to the footmen, who, well, there's a whole pile of them now that are kind of blocking the bridge because of Veris' shatter. The 3 on the walls level their crossbows. The 2 on the south here will point their crossbows at Yrsimagor, and the one on the north will point his crossbow at Daeralei. But then the Doombringer steps in. No, not that one, he says, muttering to him. The footman then points the crossbow at Veris instead. So there's 3 attacks against 3 different people. So I'm going to start with you, Yrsimagor. They have advantage because of your reckless attack. That's going to be 20 to hit. Zaari, that's going to be a 22 to hit. And Veris, that's going to be a 12 to hit. So just the 2 melee people getting hit. Yrsimagor, you take...
gets hit.
Veris gets hit with a 12?
Yeah, that's his armor class.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you had more higher than 12. My bad. So Yrsimagor, you take 6 piercing. Zaari, you take 5 piercing. Veris, you take 13 piercing. As you get hit very hard. Now you have to make a concentration roll for hypnotic pattern. It is a DC 10 con save.
What is that? Con save, yeah.
Yeah, DC 10 con save.
Got it.
You succeed?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, that is the footmen. They are not going to move because they like their positions.
Zaari, did you get hit?
I did for 5 points. I can roll.
Your heroism is a concentration
It's a
skill,
concentration.
isn't it?
Oh, yeah. So you'll also DC 10 con save.
So let's see. I got a 10.
Okay, you're fine as well. Now it is the Doombringer's turn. He's going to see that this scribe has been doing nothing this battle. I'm going to go over and give her a punch. Dealing minimal damage, which unfortunately is going to be 5 points of damage with an unarmed strike. To no longer make her hypnotized. Like, what are you doing? Kind of like getting her back in the fray. But other than that, he kind of sees that his forces are getting decimated by the party here. He takes a step back. He watches for one more round. Daeralei, it is your turn.
Okay, so first of all, our big boat, did it get hurt with that grenade, or is it fine?
The boat is fine. If it takes another grenade like that again, it's gonna capsize or like get very damaged. But thankfully, a certain half-orc dismantled the grenade robot before it could be before it could happen.
But so it's still river worthy that we can carry
It is
on?
river worthy, yeah.
Okay.
Full
And
orc.
Oh, full orc. I am so sorry. Well, he's half bear. That's why he's half bear.
half orc, half bear.
Does that make him a bork?
A bork.
Are we
A hare?
a man bear bork?
Oh no. But the boat itself will sail under the bridge.
Yep.
Without the bridge having to rise or anything, right? Like
Correct. Yes. Yep.
Okay. I'm thinking with where we're at and yeah, we're because there's no easy way to get to the people at the top, right?
Yeah, you can't really see. I mean, from your vantage, yeah, you can't really see. You imagine there's probably stairs somewhere, but it's definitely like this whole side of the fort is like definitely a fort. It's just a wall from your perspective.
Yeah, so there's no way in to get them. We're at disadvantage.
The only way to
people-
get in is through this gate that's underneath here.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking like there's 3 of us on the last drone that's down here. So while they're taking care of that, I'm going to get our boat to keep going down so it's on the other side of the bridge so that we can get in and go.
So you want to move the boat down?
I
That's-
do.
Okay, cool. That will take no rolls from you. That'll just be your entire turn is to move the boat. So do you want to do it? You want to be like in the boat when you move it?
Can I
and, like,
be?
Yeah, you have
Can I?
you'll have to like squat and duck underneath the bridge.
Then yeah, I would rather be in the boat and move it if I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, you hop in, you grab one of the oars, you push it against the side of the riverbank, and you dislodge the boat from the what do you call it? From the riverbank, you dislodge it, you move it under the bridge. I thought I attached, but alas. Don't pay no heed to the fact that the bridge is underneath the boat right now.
Yeah, and I don't want to go too far because I want to be right where they can
Yeah.
get back in. Yeah.
So I imagine you about like here, having passed underneath the boat, because the boat's speed, it's 30 feet. Yeah, okay. So that was your turn. Yrsimagor, it is your turn.
Been working so far, so I'm going to continue to attack robots in the same fashion that I know how. Oh wait, I get, was it 4 temp HP?
You do. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. And reckless attack. First attack against the drone will be a 23.
Mm-hmm.
The second attack will be a 23. The third attack, 1 crit, will be a 22.
That's 3 hits against the drone.
So that's going to be 15 for the
Mm-hmm.
first hit, 10 for the second,
Mm-hmm.
and 11 for the third. So
36 damage.
36 damage.
Just like the other robots you've done before, as you bloody this, as I air quote bloody it, you're able to rip and tear at its armor and chassis, reducing its armor class, causing it to spark and kind of go haywire on the Fritz as you bring it to near incapacitation. That was your action. You standing put?
Yeah, I have no reason to move.
All right. That brings us to the robots themselves. The robot here, kind of sparking and hissing, will again buzzsaw into you, slicing at your flesh, Yrsimagor. Those are reckless attacks you made, right?
Correct.
Cool. So it's going to get advantage on these 2 attacks. It's going to be a critical hit and a 23 to hit. So that's going to be 11 slashing for the critical hit, and 4 slashing for the second hit. So it goes down to 5 and 2 for 7 damage total. And it appears that this drone on the wall here has been commanded by Osman Zane to target not Yrsimagor, but Veris, as 2 taser bolts shoot out at you, Veris. It's going to be dirty 20 and a 15.
Yep. I think that's going to put Veris down for sure.
So that's 10 lightning plus 9 lightning for 19 lightning total from 2 taser bolts.
Veris down. Oh yeah, Veris falls.
All right. No longer hypnotic. Hypnotism ends. That brings us to Zaari. It is your turn.
Crap. Well, with Yrsimagor on the robot, Zaari had just looked back and saw Veris with his shatter. She's trying to look around and see what she can do. 'Cause my brain is just like, no, yes, no. Do I have to touch someone? Dude, ooh, crap. If I notice Veris has fallen, can I jump onto that boat and heal Veris?
You can do an acrobatics or athletics check to jump onto the boat,
Cool.
and then be able to heal Veris.
I will do athletics.
Okay, give me that roll.
That is a 24, baby.
You land, going as far as you'd like, landing next to Veris. That is just your movement. Go ahead and do the rest of your turn.
We are going to just reach into my lay on hands pool, and just to be safe, because I do have some Healy spells, because I don't have any whatchamacallits healing potions anywhere on me. So she is going to give him 20.
20 hit points.
Thank you.
Veris, you come back to consciousness. With 20 hit points, the better. Zaari, that's your action and your move. Any bonus actions from you?
I don't think so. Yeah, no. That's it.
Okay.
She might
It is
look
now.
up.
It is now Lieutenant Lyra Velthrin's turn, and she does what she should have done moments ago before she got caught by a hypnotic pattern. she conjures forth another bit of technomancy as she causes this plasma orb to rise in her hands, this roiling plasma orb, and she launches it, and it goes like a small little rocket and then explodes in a massive conflagration, a 20-foot radius sphere. Here, this thing. I need Veris, Zaari, Yrsimagor, and Mayenda, and the drone, and the poor peddler Davo to make dexterity saving throws, please, as this plasma orb conflagrates into a massive fireball.
Thank goodness Veris got revived. Oh,
Can't catch a break.
Alright. Okay, so that's a 22 Jake, 20 from Zaari. Oh, Amanda passes. Oh wow, look at all you rolling high.
Daeralei moved that boat just far enough
Yeah.
to be out of the range.
Okay, so the peddler Davo, he fails. The drone fails. Mayenda succeeds. Which means... Okay, so the three of you will be taking 15 points of fire damage. Peddler Davo takes 30 points of fire damage, going to 0. The drone takes 30 points of fire damage, going to 0. And combusting, getting fried to bits. Amanda takes the 15. And she drops down to bloodied. Then after launching that fireball, she's going to use her movement speed to go up behind the wall. And, oh, that's not a staircase, my bad. Behind the wall. Moving away and out of sight. That brings us to Veris. You have been brought back. Okay, go ahead. You've been brought back into the brink just to get blasted with a conflagration of technological plasma. You are prone. What do you want to do?
Yeah, he's not doing so hot right now. He's gonna hide behind Zaari first. Just move. Can he see Lyra from where he is?
Nope, you cannot. This is just a full wall. The only gap in the wall is here.
Okay, so he can't see the scribe either.
You would be able to see the top half of the scribe. She would have cover from you because of the palisades here.
That's fine. He just needs to see her.
Mhm.
He's gonna try and cast Crown of Madness on her.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
This poor scribe. Let's see. How did she do? Well, she gets a 9 wisdom save.
Woo. Excellent.
So now she's under Crown of Madness.
Yeah. So I imagine Veris, he's hurt. His fur is singed, probably bald in some places now, with that techno ball. But he again is going to send out this it almost looks like a shadow, Zaari, as you're looking. It's like this snake that he presses this like coil into the ground, and immediately it shoots out from his hand and runs up the wall and down and up this scribe's body, up and squeezes around their head. And So the charmed target must use its actions before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself. So Veris is going to mentally choose the captain.
Do you get to choose the targets?
Yeah.
Or does it just choose the nearby target?
Against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you're choosing, sorry, whomst?
The captain.
The Doombringer?
Yeah.
Okay.
More like the Doom Getter.
Yeah, that is Veris' turn.
Okay. It's now the scribe's turn. She will do such thing. She will move up under the Crown of Madness, move up and give a punch, because that's her only melee attack she can do. She gets an 8 on the roll, which will not hit the Doombringer's armor class whatsoever. That brings us to Mayenda. She kind of staggers back.
It can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of their turn.
Okay, cool. And then it will do that. Getting a 17 plus
Okay, yeah, that
2,
ends.
19, ending the Crown of Madness. Cool. Okay. Now it's Amanda's turn. She is going to
Get to the boat.
kind of recoil from the plasma blast. What did you say, Jake?
Get to
You
the
said just
boat.
Yeah. She sees Daeralei beginning to push the boat. She's going to do such thing. She's going to follow along because she is bloodied. She sees like we're still very much outnumbered. She's going to hop into the boat. And she's going to cast a cure spell on herself.
I was going to
for
shove her
her
in
action.
the boat if she didn't get in the boat.
She rolls a minimum on her cure roll, healing 4 hit points. And that will bring us to the footmen. The footmen level the crossbows still. The footman is going to... There's going to be 2 at Yrsimagor and 1 at Zaari. So Yrsimagor has advantage against him. It's going to be... Oh, wow. Despite advantage, the highest roll against you is a 13. So it's going to be 2 misses. And then against Zaari, it's going to be a 14. They rolled abysmally this round. All right. 3 crossbow bolts, all going astray. And now it is Osman Zane, the Doombringer. He would have cut down this scribe had she not snapped out of the Crown of Madness, but she did. And she kind of, he yells at her, "Get your shit together," as he draws his sword, and he vanishes in a cloud of nanoparticles, only to reappear once more as he teleports using a misty step here at the bridge. He draws this massive great sword made of this brilliant emerald color. He draws it. He points it at you, Yrsimagor. He reaches out. He nicks the blade across your chest. Just enough to draw blood, just to do a little carving, just enough to make a scar. Doesn't do a full attack against you, just in a graceful movement. Shows that he could have just ended your life here and now with a swift strike, way swifter than you could even have seen. And then he pulls back the sword again, the rivulet of blood trickling down your chest. Not now. We will not fight now. No. Later. atop the summit of Silver Mount. I will meet you there. In Unity. Unity would want to see you in full. And again, he evaporates into a mist of nanoparticles, appearing once more on the top of this ledge. He yells out a command, "Fight till your last breath!" And then he vanishes. Again, disappearing in that little mist of nanoparticles, as if he just gets teleported away. And he's gone. Daeralei, it is your turn.
I am turning around and looking at all the people like Yrsimagor, Veris, and Zaari who are still back in the other boat, and I am like, let's go. And I'm kind of holding the boat here until Yrsimagor can get in. I don't want to move it further yet.
I'm motioning to you. Go.
So can I hold my action till after Yrsimagor gets in the boat and then I row?
Yep.
And I'm
Yep, you
hoping
can absolutely
Zaari
do
is
that.
going to
Yep.
follow with the other
Mhm.
boat.
Okay, yep. You can definitely do that. Yrsimagor, it's your turn.
What kind of shape is Zaari in after that plasma blast?
I mean, she's not in a great way. She's 17 out of 55 hit points right
So-
now.
As you're sitting there kind of holding the boat, Daeralei, Yrsimagor is just going, go! And I tense to jump, but I jump the other direction. Towards the boat. I want to jump into the boat with the others and move that boat.
Okay. So you'll be able to jump into the boat and get it dislodged, but you won't be able to start it moving right away for this turn,
Because
it'll be move in, action to kind of dislodge it from the riverbank.
What if instead of jumping in, what is this terrain like here? I need to move to my version of the map. This area right here. How far down from the bridge is that?
About a 4-foot drop.
What I'm wondering
And
is,
it's a much less it's a very, very like less steep, very shallow
because I have plenty of
riverbed.
movement to what I would like to do. Maybe instead of that, can I run around to the bank and just to the back of the boat
push.
and just
push it.
start shoving it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can say that works. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I want to do instead. So I'll, whoops. I'm basically, I'll kind of run along the bank, shoving the boat
Mhm.
forward until I can kind of scramble into it at the last minute.
Perfect.
And I,
You shove- Yep.
sorry, I was gonna say, as I see him getting in the other boat and doing that, then I would, of course, start moving our boat.
Yep. So you can move your boat 30 feet. Perfect. So that was Yrsimagor and Daeralei's turn. It is now the robot's turn. The drone, will continue to fire down its taser beams. One on you, Yrsimagor. Actually, probably both on you, Yrsimagor, because you're pushing the boat. You're not recklessly attacking, so it's not advantage.
Oh, you know what? Oh no, I'm good. Never mind.
It's a 23 to hit and a 16 to hit.
23 hits.
Okay, you take 10 points of lightning damage. from a lightning bolt beam. And Zaari, it is your turn.
Want to do a thing, but it's a bad idea. I know it's a bad idea. But I really want to do the thing. No, I won't do the thing. I'll be good. I won't do the thing. She is going to grab an oar and start helping Yrsimagor get this boat down the river. But before she does that, she is going to go to Yrsimagor and use the last 5 points of her lay on hands to at least give him the tiniest of boosts.
All right, Yrsimagor gets a tiny bit healed. You can move 15 feet by using a movement action to row the boat. So you can bring it to just past the bridge here. That's your movement. That brings us to Lyra's turn. Lieutenant Lyra. She's going to 20, 10, 5. She can get up. She can move dash up onto the ledge here. And she sees that the Doombringer is gone. As she was kind of like running up to tell him something. She sees him teleport away. She curses under her breath as she draws forward more of her techno baubles to unleash another arcane torrent of hell upon you. But she used her action and move to get up on here. So that will be her turn. Veris, it is your turn.
Veris is going to help as much as he can. He'll give Zaari a bardic inspiration.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to try and help row the boat too?
Yep.
Okay. You can move in another 15. Let's see. Go down about here. Right? It is now the scribe's turn, and she, finally having an action of her own, she advances down the wall here, and she literally makes a finger gun gesture, and as she does so, like illusory magical like circuitry will kind of line up along her forearm, and from it she'll fire from her finger gun a little bolt of lightning that she will shoot at Zaari.
You're gonna make Zaari do the thing that she shouldn't do.
That's going to be an 11 to hit.
That won't hit me.
So you're able to dodge with your armor.
It's just instantaneous. Like this scribe goes to hit her, and she just hears this like ting, and Zaari looks up like, bitch.
Mayenda will help row the boat, moving it 15. For her turn, the footmen, hut, they move. They try to line up another crossbow bolts. One on you, Yrsimagor, one on you, Zaari, down here. Yrsimagor, that's going to be a 12 to hit you. Zaari, that's going to be a 20 to hit you.
The 20 will hit me.
You can take a 10 piercing damage from a crossbow bolt.
Cool.
This one will 30 feet. Can he? Oh, he can actually, if he moves to here, he can get a shot in you or Yrsimagor as well. So Yrsimagor, you take another crossbow bolt. 16 to hit you.
16 misses.
All right, you will not take any damage from that. That brings us top. Daeralei, are you going to keep rowing?
Well, I would, except that, they're pissing me off because they keep throwing crossbow bolts. So I'm going to loose Eldritch Blast on each of these two footmen at the bottom here, the southish. Okay, so
one on each. Mhm.
Yeah, so the first, we'll do the bottom one. Ah, that's a 12 to hit.
It'll miss.
Miss. And the other one is a 25 to hit.
Mhm. Yep, that hits.
And for 9 points of damage.
He gets blasted. Ah! Wilhelm screams off the back of the wall, and perishes. That was your turn.
Yeah, so the boat doesn't move on itself at this point,
Correct. Yeah.
does it? Okay.
Yrsimagor, your turn.
Well, I am going to, in the interest of getting Zaari and Veris out of here, can I use my adrenaline rush bonus action dash to move the boat further?
I will say yes. You'll be able to move it 30 feet. If you use like a normal row and also your adrenaline rush, you could double it. You could double from 15 to 30.
Okay. Is that also using my adrenaline rush? Which, let me just make sure. Yeah, I have 2 more of those. Also gives me 3 temporary hit points. And now, sort of at the position we're at, as much, I know they still have room to run along the edge there, but while moving the boat, I'm just sort of trying to make myself as much of a orc shield as I can, particularly trying to protect Veris, but also trying to protect Zaari as much as I can.
So that's your turn. The drone flies down. Where can it move? 30 feet fly. You can move to right here. It'll launch 2 taser beams at you, Yrsimagor, since you are the orc meat shield here. It gets a 7 and a 17 to hit you.
17 will hit.
That deals you 9 plus 11 lightning damage to you.
All right, 1 second. I have the as the lightning strikes me. Oops. As the lightning strikes me, Zaari and Veris, you would see my hands, my entire body tense. Probably hear the wood crack on the oars as I grip it so tight, that involuntary flexing of the muscles. And for just a moment, you see my shoulders slump. And my head, my chin start to go down towards my chest. And then you see those muscles tense even further. No! As I force myself back and I push, using my relentless endurance to, instead of falling to 0 hit points, stay up at 1 hit point.
Awesome. Zaari, it is your turn.
Zari's gonna do the dumb. Or she's gonna attempt to do the dumb. I have to measure things. Her. Okay, cool. We're gonna Misty Step up to here. Kabam. And then she is going to attack this first footman with her longsword. for a 17 to hit.
That will miss. Glancing off. Oh no, sorry, these don't have a cover anymore. So they're 16. That will hit.
Cool. Let's see. That for 7 damage.
Yep.
Good.
Topples
Well,
down
insane.
off the wall with a brutish strike with your longsword.
Then she's gonna run up to the scribe and hit again.
Yep, another attack roll.
That's a 21. I thought it was a nat 20. I got excited for a minute.
That's a hit.
For 13 damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna add. I am going to expend a spell slot and add Divine Smite onto that.
Mm-hmm.
For 2d8 more damage for 10 more damage, so 23 in total.
Off the another foe smitten, as you have bonus action, move, and actioned on this wall.
And that's it. That's
all
all I
right.
got.
That brings us to Lyra, Lieutenant Lyra. She sees this stalwart Goliath paladin, one who she knows who this is. She looks at you. She conjures from her belongings a small little technobauble trinket, and from it she extracts the power of magic beyond time, technologically enhanced. She casts a spell upon you, Zaari. You're going to have to make me a wisdom saving throw.
That is a 22.
You resist the effects as you see spectral barbed wire shoot out from the ground, formed from nanofibers to try to enwrap you in a hold person spell, but you're able to shrug it off.
Yeah, Zari's pissed.
Lieutenant Lyra is going to see that you are a unstoppable juggernaut. There's only one person in between her and you, and she's going to move out of the way. Let's see, 11, 10 feet here, 20 feet down the stairs. She distances herself from you, knowing that perhaps she'll get cut in half by you. Veris, it is your turn. You saw Zaari misty step onto the wall and distance herself from the boat. What do you want to do, Veris?
Yeah, I think Veris, though, I think he sees that Yrsimagor is not doing so hot, and rushes over to the end. My friend, no, what did I say? As he's going to cast Cure Wounds.
I'm not dead yet.
No, but you're certainly trying hard enough, he says, as he's going to heal you 12 points. Or, yeah. You're certainly trying a little harder than I wanted you to. That's it. That's all they can do.
All right. That is now Amanda's turn. Amanda looks to you, Daeralei, seeing that she looks past and sees Zaari having returned to the wall. She's like, do we keep rowing? She says with a gesture. Yeah, okay. And then she will. And she will push you across the finish line, getting this boat to safety. As Daeralei and Amanda are no longer in initiative now because you are safe. It is those singular footman's turn. He drops his crossbow, produces his longsword. He's like a little bit shaken in his pants, but he steps, and he tries to make 2 longsword attacks against you.
Is he wearing his brown pants?
He's wearing his brown pants today. That's going to be a 13 and a 22.
The 22 will hit me.
All right. That's going to be, oh wow, max damage, 10 slashing damage.
Can I roll my stone's endurance to kind of reduce that?
Absolutely you can.
Cool.
So,
I only reduce it by 1. That's some
Is it
bolted.
D12
Wait.
plus con or just
Oh, we can't
D12?
do that.
Just D12.
Okay.
But that takes me down. Zaari's down.
All right, Zaari has been downed. All right, then that was Footman, Osman. Daeralei, it is your turn. I will actually let you stay in initiative just a little bit here, because you're able to look back and you can see Zaari fall from a plunging sword strike that catches her right in like the shoulder as she drops along up top of the wall. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to. I've got some distance now, so I should be able to see the guy a little bit. I think at least more than just his head. I'm going to release 2 Eldritch Blasts upon him. I'm hoping she's just like down on the ground and she's not dead yet.
Mm-hmm.
From this, so
Right. That's going to be versus AC 18 because of the cover of the walls.
oh, it was almost a 20. That's a 15 and 17.
2 misses. They both careen into the walls.
Shoot over his head. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Yrsimagor, it is your turn. There's a drone hot on your tails here that's shooting you down with laser bolts, or sorry, taser bolts. Zaari has fallen on top of the wall. What do you want to do?
I'm.
I say in your mind, she chose her ending.
There's the part of me. No.
Leave her.
No.
It's okay.
No, there's
Leave her.
sorry. I'm playing against myself right now. I think as Veris, are you saying these things to me?
Yeah, Veris would be like, I can get her. I can get her up. Just throw me, he says.
Throw him.
And I'm gonna reach down to Veris, putting my hand on you for a moment, like I'm enough that you might think I'm actually about to hurl you up there. And I'm going to push you back down into your seat. We cannot lose you too. They won't kill her. We'll come back for her. And if they do kill her, we'll come back for them. And I'm going to keep rowing.
Awesome.
I'm actually listening, though I don't say anything to Veris. I'm thinking back to a long time ago, though not a long time ago, when Veris told me to stop making stupid decisions and stop risking myself for the group. I think Veris, probably more than anybody else, would know how hard it is for Yrsimagor to have even gotten into the boat to run away.
Yeah, I think that's why after Yrsimagor pushes him back down, Veris doesn't he doesn't really fight back or say anything. He just nods to Yrsimagor and we'll get her back.
And while rowing, just rowing, you can see that anger in Yrsimagor's face shift as the rage falters and drops. the sort of bear-like features fade to just Yrsimagor's face, and you see that the anger turns to frustration and just a hint of sadness.
With that, it is the drone's turn. It receives a command. Halt. What is done, what has been done is what has been needed. It pauses, floating, letting the distance grow between you and itself as it buzzes above the wall over to where Zaari is. And that is the last that you see of it. And that is the last you see of any of this as the group of you continue rowing, leaving this place behind you. You row and row and row, putting all of this behind you. You are one fewer now. You know that you're out of earshot. You know you're out of danger now as the distance has grown so much. No longer do you look behind you and see that fort. It is just the group of you upon these two boats. Veris and Yrsimagor, upon your boat, you see what you thought to be lifeless, burnt body of that merchant, Davo. He coughs and begins to move and roll over.
Can Veris run to him and cast a Cure Wounds on him as soon as he
Absolutely.
sees that he's alive?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. He heals him.
Coughs. Yeah. How much?
15.
Up to full hit points as you mend his burns. They're all superficial, it seems. And when you notice, when you go over to heal him, you see that because of his Goliath heritage, just like Zaari often has shrugged away lethal wounds, so too has this Goliath shrugged away with his stone's endurance, mortality, it seems, through his thick, hardened stone skin, taking much less damage from a fiery blast than you thought a person could. Oh, thank you. Oh, you are my would-be saviors, I assume. He looks around and sees that whatever bits of his merchandise that has like fallen out of like the bag of that drone has like remained inside this boat. You got what you could. Oh, thank you. He says as he tries to get sit upright. My name's Davo. I'm peddler, headed to the Free City. Thank you for saving me. I was in a bit of a predicament.
Well, we're very happy to help, and it just so happens that we are also on our way to the Free City.
Wow. This is such a good news. What fortune smiles upon me. I thought I was done in for sure.
What kind of, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of items are you bringing with you that they were so interested in?
Seems they got the most out of it, but it's honestly just trinkets, baubles, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Nothing. I've always liked this little route between Torch and the Free City. This river has normally been very quiet. That fort has usually been abandoned and unoccupied. I've never seen. Who was that? It was whoever it was. They were mighty indeed and quite terrifying. I've never seen them before in that way.
Can Veris make an insight check on the his mention of like, oh, just like bits and bobs and.
Yeah, you can insight check that. Yeah.
13.
You get the sense that he's not proud of what he sells, and that the way he phrased it, he mostly means that he knows that his goods aren't that high quality, but it doesn't seem like he's like hiding anything.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Yeah, well, they are a nasty bunch, I must say.
Do you know who they were?
They were that's the Technic League, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, they call themselves the Technic League.
Technic? What an odd name.
Assholes is easier to remember.
That's a bit vulgar. My name is Davo. Thank you for saving me. He says, looking up at you, Yrsimagor.
No response.
He looks over and kind of getting his bearing on this boat and sees Daeralei and Mayenda on the other boat. What are their names? He says to you, Veris. It seems like you're the only one that is talking to him so far.
That is Amanda. Well, and we had Zaari as well, and he looks like his ears like go back in his head, like against his head, and his tail kind of droops.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say.
We will get her back. I'm certain of it. He says, like, only half believing that.
At the summit of Silver Mount.
I imagine they would keep her alive so that we would be even more wanting to go to this. What did he say? Silver something?
Atop the summit of the Silver Mount. That's what the big ugly one said. The one who gave me this. I'm assuming that the wound that he gave me was not healed by the light bit of healing that I've gotten so far.
Yeah, no, it would not have healed.
Well, like I said, I do think that they'll keep her alive. They seemed very interested in us, despite wanting to kill us. Most of us, I think. There were some, I think, who were rather important to them. I think he, like looks around to the other boat, as he, I assume, I think he more assumes, like, Manda.
As Veris is talking to this peddler, I am trying to maneuver the boat up next to the other boat. I want to pull our boat alongside the boat that Daeralei and Manda are in. You're safe. You seem healed. And then I look down at Veris. We should go.
We need to find somewhere to lay low for a little bit, lick our wounds.
Okay, you would know that you still have 2 days of travel before you hit the Free City.
I'm going to reach down and, unless he protests, I'm going to lift Veris up and over into the other boat.
Veris will let out a squeak, but just out of surprise at being lifted. But he doesn't say anything.
And then once Veris is in, I'm going to climb into our boat with the others. And then I will gently push the peddler's boat away from ours. But I will look at him and say, I think I almost just said some stupid river thing like Eli would have. I had started to say something and I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds too familiar. I think in Orcish, I will say to him the equivalent of, may you find only swift waters where you want them.
And unfortunately, the peddler does not speak Orcish, and will say, as you kind of push his boat away, leaving him in his boat alone, "Do you mind if I keep company with you, Sword, along the way to the Free City?"
No, not at all, Veris says right away without consulting anyone.
I think it'd be good to stick together. Thank you.
Oh, yes, please, the more the merrier. I'm sure we'll have lots of great conversations to be had, and
It's a bit difficult to have conversations when we're in It's all right, I'll keep my boat just a bit behind yours, but when you stop for camp, I'll be sure to join.
Yeah, Veris nods.
I look over Veris's head at Daeralei's and just kind of roll my eyes. I was clearly trying to get us away from this guy because Veris was just talking too much, telling him everything. And then Veris is like, no, yeah, you can hang out with us.
I think
Veris is the extrovert that just doesn't get the clues that everyone is ready to leave the party.
It's very much like the one weird kid that nobody wants to hang out with, and then there's the kid who's like, yeah, you can come play with us. And all the other kids are like, oh no.
So I think at this moment when you roll your eyes at Daeralei, you hear in your head, you might as well just give in. It's a losing battle with that one.
Out loud, I say, don't I know it? I just see us all in our boat paddling down the river with the peddler behind us and Veris at the back of our boat, just kind of leaning back, having conversation with this guy as we're traveling down the river. I have no energy to deal with this. And it's partially the physical exertion and the overall just having taken so many hits. But I think at a certain point, now that we're in the boat with Meanda and Daeralei, I sort of slumped down and I'm staring back in the direction that we came.
And Daeralei's realizing with Yrsimagor kind of out for the count right now and Zaari gone, that rowing the boat has now become their job. And they're not nearly as good as Yrsimagor was. So
You got Meanda. Put her to work.
I mean, she can help me. She's also very hurt. So I'm thinking, like, even though we're all in here, we're still limping along, just like the peddler in the other boat. So we're not getting very far away from him. Unfortunately, the
Oh,
distance isn't gaining.
that's
So he's
that's what river currents are for.
yeah. I think it's taking everything of Daeralei's knowledge to just keep us in the middle of the river.
This somber moment upon the four of you in this boat. Daeralei, Veris, Yrsimagor, and Mayenda, as you have lost a companion, only to gain another of one that you don't seem to appreciate as much. The day grows long, your body's weary. You see a place where you can bring your boats up to the riverbank and break for camp. As you settle in for the last evening before you arrive at the free city of Hajath Hakados. And as was promised, the peddler Davo joins you at your camp. And he quickly makes himself quite known, quite a chatty individual. He sees a fire being made. Like, oh, my mother made a lovely stew this one time. You see, well, these river carp you can see mixed with you have some potatoes on you, yes? Well, you bring a little bit of yellow herb and a little bit of the sour apple, and you blend it nice and slow and let it simmer off. And, delicious. As he just kind of won't shut up, but he seems very grateful to have such capable people guarding him. At least that's how the peddler sees it. Mayenda will turn to you, Daeralei, and say, "He doesn't stop talking, does he?"
Which one? And I think Daeralei at that point is looking at both probably Veris and the new guy, because I imagine Veris is probably just as much chatting back, and
Oh yeah.
and so Daeralei would just big sigh. This is going to be a long night.
Do the three of you stay or do anything in any conversation in this last evening before you set out once more in the morning?
I don't think Daeralei is in moods for talking at this point. What happened back at the fort has frustrated them to no end, because I mean, while we lost Zaari and it was her choice to go back, there was questions that Daeralei had for Zaari, and now they'll never be answered. So Daeralei is kind of moody and brooding and even more curt than normal when questioned.
Zaari, you are in a haze between consciousness and unconsciousness. Your body is limp. It doesn't respond at all to any of your wantings to thrash about, to break free of whatever is dragging you across the ground. You can see that your own legs are being dragged through the dirt. You can feel that there are hands upon you, carrying you, but you cannot move. There is something inhibiting you. The world is dark. The world around you is blurry. The voices you hear are muted, distorted. You hear things like, "That's her all right. Zaari the Woundcarver. Traitor." She got off exile instead of execution. We'll make sure to bring that in and do right. What did she even do anyways? Rebellion. She was an insurgent. Before you daze off once more into unconsciousness again as you're heaved onto some kind of larger structure. And you can see the ground moving behind you as you're being taken somewhere, driven somewhere, whether on a wagon or something even more strange carrying you across the Badland stretches. Morning comes for the rest of you as you make your way upon the boat. You see the river bend once more. This is the last leg of the journey to Hajjath Hakados, the free city. I imagine, like in the last evening, this morning is still a bit solemn as you are thinking back on your fallen comrade, Zaari, what fate befalls her, what fate befell her. As your boat glides along the river, the looming silhouette of the free city emerges from the mist in the morning. Jagged stone walls, built from ancient weather-worn blocks, loom high above. Interspersed are grim totems of victory, trophies of defeated foes along this great stretch. Troll heads, monster skins, mechanical remnants. The docks ahead are bustling with activity. The scent of forges and incense mingling with the crisp river air. Traders and warriors, draped in animal pelts and scarred from countless battles, loading and unloading goods from these rugged wooden boats, while the creaking sounds of ropes and pulleys punctuate this vibrant chaos. This is the free city of Hajjath Hakados. As you reach it, as you reach these bustling docks, as you disembark, stepping into the docks of the city proper. As you step up onto the deck, the raw, untamed energy of the free city envelops you. The streets themselves, you see, are a maze of cobblestones and dirt paths, lined with sturdy buildings crafted from timber and stone, adorned with carved totems and trophies of defeated technology, rising up the hill with a great palace at its summit, overlooking this great city. Warriors and merchants haggle over goods, their voices rising above the din, while the distant clang of blacksmith hammers ring out and echo. Banners depicting wyverns flutter in the wind, the city's crest and symbol, as a wyvern itself flies high overhead. The doors of the wyvern's roost stand just beyond at the edge of the docks before you. This tavern, where it appears that adventurers gather to share their tales. The air here is thick with the promise of adventure, the thickness of, well, freedom. The city's indomitable spirit, a stark reminder of its proud barbarian heritage. And here, having arrived at Hajjath Hakados, the free city, the four of you disembark, followed by the peddler Davies, who tries his best to take his goods and take them elsewhere to the city. But before he does, you want to meet my friend here. Say that Davos sent you. He'll be sure to be your friend too. And
Oh, many thanks, and please do be much safer on your travels next time. But it's very pleasant to meet you.
and he gives a name. So I'm trying to track it down in my notes. His name is Aranus. is the name of the friend that he gives. You'll find him up in the market square. You won't miss him. He's like her, but green. He says as he points to Daeralei.
That name doesn't mean anything to any of us, does it?
Nope, it does not.
Okay.
And with
Yeah,
that,
so then-
oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Cool.
Veris says his farewell.
Davo takes his belongings and takes them upon a little cart and pulls it up to the market square, uphill from the docks. You see the free city stand before you. This is your chance to resupply, rest a bit, get a sense of your bearings, and continue the leg of your journey once more when you want to. There are many things to do here in Hajath Hakados, but we'll find out what kind of things you want to do. Next session, on our next Skymetal episode.
Did we just turn this into a Dragon Ball Z episode? Next on Dragon Ball Z.
Next on Skymetal Iron Gods.
Man,
I'll get you next time, Doombringer.
Dude.
Doombringer. I could not remember what his name was. I wrote in enemies, I wrote Bald Commander Dude. I couldn't remember.
Doombringer. Osman Zane. Remember his name.
I'm gonna write that down instead of Bald Commander Dude. Doombringer. Osman. Okay. I was so close. I hesitated when Veris was like, "Throw me up there, throw me up there," because there's a point where you can see that I'm measuring the distance. Because I was thinking myself of jumping up there, and I just kept thinking it doesn't matter who goes back there to try to get Zaari. That just means two people aren't coming back, because there's no way Veris was going to get Zaari out of there. And even if I did get up there and could get to her, it'd be another turn before I could pick her up and run with her.
Yep.
And it was only going to take, as we saw, it only took one more hit, and I was almost knocked unconscious. So, yeah, that was hard to leave Zaari behind, but that was also an epic scene.
That was good. That was good. I'm glad I didn't cry on stream, because that music fit that moment so well, and I was like, oh no.
In our side chat, I messaged the other players that when I switched to the randomized sad playlist as we were leaving, the track that came up was Fallen Legend. It's just like so perfect. I have so much serendipity when it comes to the music cues in all of these games. Yeah, no, that was another epic session. There's a point where you can hear the music stop during that fight, because we went through the entire action playlist during that fight. Another epic fight, and it's kind of interesting because in my experience, you just don't see a whole lot where people actually run away from a fight, let alone when you have a comrade that's fallen. So, yeah, another awesome game. Thanks everybody who stopped by. Thanks Myth and Gears for the replenishment of domain relics, and just a reminder, we will be here this Thursday for another session of Welcome to Paradise Academy Season 2 of our Kids on Bikes game. And then this Friday will be the final episode of the Welcome to Hell trilogy, which Sara is a part of that. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to everybody hanging out in chat. If you're somebody that likes to watch quietly, lurking in the background, or you're watching with us on the VOD later, know that we appreciate you, and hope you enjoy our presentation. As always, a huge thank you to everybody joining us around the virtual table here. Extra special shout out to our Game Master Vi, but also to Kaeryn, Sara, without whom this would just be Vi talking to herself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream. You can say it with me if you want.
Metadata.